Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to my channel. And if you are joining me here today for the first time, please hit the like button, subscribe to support my channel, and please share this video with your friends and family. So, without much ado, let me just have a little sip of water. Right. I don't know if you were able to join me in my previous video or not, but wherever you are, watching from, please by all means, drop a line and let me know where you're watching from, and you're more than welcome to, share your thoughts in the comment box. So this evening, I just thought, by the way, it's Sunday late afternoon, or rather evening. It's actually 1851 in London, United Kingdom. And I just thought, as today is Sunday, my family and I have been to service earlier today. And I just wanted to talk about something that's been is simple, but it's been on my mind that perhaps something someone watching this now or later can share. And that's the question about faith. Faith, faith. What is faith? I see many people have different ways of describing faith. And if you would permit me, I just want to get it right here. I said something, um, you know, um, by the way, I'm a Christian and a proud one. And I do know those of you watching, there are people who have Jewish background, Muslim, whatever else. But the point and the reason I really want to, touch on this word faith, and do remember, of course, I'll be honest, I'm a Christian, so I'll be talking from the angle of a Christian. But one thing I have and can't say that is common amongst anyone of faith. You could be, Muslim, you could be Jewish, you could be Hindu, is that I find it almost impossible to come across any faith that preaches violence. So you could say, in other words, I've come to realize that people who are of faith are, in general, very peaceful people. But because ultimately we all aim for one God. But what I want to emphasize is coming from the Christian faith. And you see, a faith, according to those of you that know the Bible, it defines faith as the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. In an ordinary terms, we could say having faith, people can view this so many ways. For example, you want to sit down on a chair and you gently lower yourself onto that chair. What makes you sit down on that chair is you having faith that that chair will not give way and let you fall, that you'll be sitting comfortably on a chair. Does that make sense? So, the reason I wanted to talk about faith, today in our church, there was a little cute girl that was baptized, and it just kind of prompted in me, all of us as human beings, we've all come from a mother somewhere, we've all grown from babyhood to adulthood. And often, when I go about in my everyday life, we know today, whether you're in the UK, Africa, Europe, North America, there seems to be an awful pressure on a lot of people. I'm not a psychologist, neither do I claim to know it all. But this is my take and my opinion. And if you are someone watching and maybe currently your mind is troubled and you're confused or what have you, just give me 5, 10 minutes. I'm not even going to make this video long. Faith is very important, and let me explain why faith is important. Faith gives you an anchor, and with faith comes you learning as a Christian to trust in God. When you learn to trust God, you are trusting God through faith that what you are asking of God, trusting God to be the one to make things make it happen if He that knows all sees that that situation you're asking is okay and suitable for you. But you see, I don't know how to say this. Faith, of course, usually comes with a religion, and I like to think Christianity. And I know for a lot of people who were born into the Christian families or churches and all that, when people become adults, many people fall by the wayside. Some people get apprehension when you talk about, oh, how is your faith? Do you go to church? And going to church is not the main point I'm talking about here. And you come to think that a lot of people have lost that faith, or rather than building up on the faith according to what your mom or dad taught you up to a certain stage, we go or let things slide by the wayside. And when you talk about faith or Christianity, I tend to feel, that's my opinion, a lot of adults or people get apprehensive. Rather, the same people, you come with one mumbo jumbo so called cult or religion, or paint it how you may, the same person will jump on it, providing they feel is some kind of religion that allows them to do what they want to do. And I want you, if you're watching this live or later on, to come to understand there is nothing to be afraid of learning to build your faith. Building faith is just like you learning to start something new. And building faith, please don't overthink it. God Himself knows that we are not perfect. And building faith is a way that gives you anchor. It gives you confidence in a spiritual sense. Does that make sense? It gives you strength mentally. It gives you hope. It gives you focus. And I'm a great believer. Again, like I said, I'm not a psychologist, but when you keep hearing of so many mental issues, which I know and I acknowledge, there are mental issues there. Sometimes it could be genetic, sometimes it could be due to stress, sometimes could be the empty lives that many of us lead. I myself have found myself in very emotional, difficult times. And I can tell you personally, one, I'm not claiming to be a fanatic, neither do I support fanaticism. Fanaticism, I don't. But for me, I began to find and build on my faith as I walked through life and realized at certain points, especially those times where, although I have a loving husband, you have loving children, there are things that only you feel that you can only connect with God spiritually. And with time, God begins to reveal or open those doors or windows or answering your prayers. And then you begin to realize that you cannot go any day without having faith in God. And through faith comes prayers, comes that relationship that you begin to cultivate with God. And I know for many of you watching this, the moment we hear God, alarm bells, some of us are too scared. Oh my God, this Christian thing is hard. And please don't think that way. Rome wasn't built in a day. Even I'm not perfect. I cannot tell you that I know every verse of the Bible. But what I can tell you is that I cannot imagine living my life without faith. Because you see, when things are not going well, whatever that thing may be, because let's be honest, no matter how blessed we are, how good we have it, there's nobody's life that is linear and perfect. There are days you hit a bump, it could be something as little as anything really. You're just not feeling, you're feeling down, or you don't know what to do. That is when you can do with faith. And so if you come across this video and you're someone, you're confused about life, perhaps you've been brought up in a Christian family, but you left the church or somebody annoyed you, or you're seeing a lot of so-called Christians. Even me, I would say so-called Christians, because a lot of people that claim to be Christians are and can be very disappointing. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. And like I always say, to anyone or to my husband. I thank God I made my own relationship with God without depending on someone. Because unfortunately, there are many people who may call themselves Christians, but they let themselves down, they let the church down, they let other Christians down, because even their behavior, even within their own family, the way they will react to their own sisters or brothers, you yourself will be wondering, what kind of God is this person serving? You understand me? I know we're not perfect, but it's like someone saying, "Oh, I'm in the military." Rather than look neat and disciplined, people see you staggering, drunk or misbehaving and all that. It's the same thing with faith. And I say, having faith is part of the discipleship of Jesus, of God. And if you're watching this and you're feeling low, I'm not saying don't listen to your doctor or psychologist or whatever, but I am of the personal opinion that sometimes part of the problem we have as society, or when you hear, a young person recently in Nigeria, particularly, there were two terrible incidents of young, professional, beautiful women who let go on this life. Okay? I'm not saying they didn't trust God or anything, but and I'm not saying that faith alone, if somebody has a mental issue, or faith alone will go, but no, it just helps to give you a little bit of focus. It gives you meaning, it gives you assurances, and faith is a very good and simple way of walking and believing in whatever that your issues are. You know there's a higher power, God up there, who will always have your back. You understand? Faith is a very integral part of who we are and how we live. That's what many people don't realize. You see, and without faith, it's impossible to please God. It's impossible to have a relationship with God. Hence, I say, don't overthink it. Even if you've never been to a church, I'm not saying you have to go to church every day. Going to church does not make you a perfect Christian, but it's all part of how and what helps you build up that faith. Just like you may not go to school, but the truth is that if you go to school regularly, you're more able to build knowledge and do better at school than if you didn't. Okay? And so faith is very important. And like I keep saying, don't worry about thinking, oh, I'm not perfect. Oh, I'm terrible. I'm a horrible human being. Oh, it's a waste of time. Why would I need to even get to know God or have faith? Let me tell you, God Himself knows our hearts. God, when He sent Jesus Christ to die for us, knew through Jesus came basically to have a taste, to see and feel what the challenge is we are human beings, we're very complex. We are not God, and God knows we are not in any way, form, or shape near being being as anywhere near perfect as Christ. Okay, so don't worry about that. If you don't have faith and you've been struggling or you're confused with this life, please try to learn how to build faith. Try simply, even with simple prayers. You don't know how to pray, that's not a problem. Just talk. Talk anything. Just 30 seconds is even enough. Just say anything that comes out of your heart to God, or you see yourself gradually like a student in school. You begin to build up a relationship, and there are many books out there. If you don't know, link me, email me, let me know where in the world you're calling from or asking from. I will sure try and help you find some links to help you. Okay, faith is one thing that moves God. And above all, for me, one of the greatest things having faith has done for me and having faith in God through Jesus Christ is that when you're going through trials, even though you may have people around you, you will feel empty at the same time. But what makes you strong and what keeps you going is faith. And I tend to think sometimes I'm not saying all the time, please, and I do acknowledge there's mental health out there. But when we have faith, there's a different kind of healing, spiritual healing that faith brings us. It gives us the focus, it gives us a bit of hope, it gives us better understanding, and knowing that ultimately, whatever is going on in our lives, we can put that trust in God, in our Lord Jesus. And you see, faith, it helps to feel what we do. Because you see, when you have faith, I don't know about you, I'm speaking from my own point of view. At different stages in life, whether you're raising children, running a business, or people antagonizing you, faith is the thing that keeps you going. It gives you the strength to keep on going. It even helps us to encourage others. Faith disciplines you. Faith gives you peace. Because without faith, you hear a lot of young people, or even people, not just young people, that you feel lost. Your life, you don't really know what angle your life is going. You don't really know what you want to do next or what's coming around the corner. What keeps you grounded is faith in God. And so, if you've never practiced faith, or you left the faith you were raised, and especially as a Christian, I want to encourage you. It's not that difficult. Start today, simple prayers. You don't know how to pray? Google it. Go on YouTube. There's so many simple ways to pray. And I'll try and pull a link later on at the bottom of this video. And because I myself, sometimes even as a Christian, I'm not going to pretend, you feel like you're running out of words of what you want to pray. And I've found myself some of them are audio, some of them are some YouTube channels I use for my prayers, some of them are from my Bible, most times I speak from my heart. And praying is nothing, you don't have to have a special skills. You just have to see prayer as a way of talking to God. So if you wake up in the morning, it could be as simple as, Dear God, thank you for the gift of a new day. Because we take it for granted. Not everyone who goes to sleep wakes up the next day. I say, thank you for the gift of a new day. I commit this day to you. And Lord, please give me the strength and direction to get what I need to get done. Forgive me for anything I've done and give me the heart to forgive those that have offended me and help me today. Amen. You see, that didn't even take 30 seconds. And as time goes on, as you learn to talk, just whatever comes in your heart, you could even be, and let me tell you, it doesn't mean that you're able to do this every morning or every evening because you're just starting. That's why I said don't overthink it. But as you cultivate this relationship and building up your faith through prayers, you will see a change in your life. I promise you that. You will see a beautiful change. Above all, you will experience the peace that you cannot even explain, that surpasses all. And irrespective of what anyone or what's going on around you, you are anchored in God, in Jesus. You are anchored in that. You know that at any point, if something's not going the way I want, I can just call on my Father and God will hear you. So, my dear friend, if you're going through depression or some mental issue or frustration or you feel lost, fear not. Obviously, go and see your doctor, talk it out. But above all, try today. Try just through simple prayers. Even Google, write me, I'll help you find whatever at the level you're starting to help you begin to build up your faith. Faith is trusting in God in every situation, good or bad, that God is always there to hear you. If you're falling, God is always there to pull you up. Faith anchors you, it strengthens you. And trust me, as you build your faith like a muscle, you become stronger spiritually, you become stronger mentally and physically. But above all, remember, mental strength is even stronger than physical strength. So I hope this video, if you come across it, please don't forget to subscribe, support my channel, hit the like button, please, 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 so this gets to be seen by more people. And by all means, please, please, please share with your friends and family. And I look forward to seeing you on my next video. And if you have something you like to talk, or you're someone who struggles with your faith, or you're confused with life, or you don't really understand how to go about this, I invite you to please, get in touch with me and let me hear from you. And also let me know what part of the world you are reaching out from. Okay, so we can get to talk more about this. This is just a preliminary. I don't want to scare you. And remember, don't overthink it. God is not expecting you to be perfect. It's like a baby steps. But what I promise you is that when you start building up your faith in God, you will feel the greatest joy and peace. I can't even explain it myself. And on that note, I thank you again. My name is IJ. This is my channel. Tell IJ, and I'm based in London. I'm often in the United States, but I hope you are today going to be a subscriber. And thank you again for stopping by. And until next time, bye bye. And please don't forget to subscribe as you leave this channel. Thank you. Bye bye. See you. Au revoir.